Hi everyone, Jason from Iron Fence Shop. Whether it's keeping the kids in the yard, the puppy you just adopted, or that new swimming pool you just put in the backyard, the fact of the matter is, you need a fence. However, most people rush right into the shopping process without first gathering some pertinent information. So today what I'd like to do is go over 6 key pieces of info that everybody should know before doing any type of fence project. Item 1, do I need a fence permit? Depending on where you live, your city may require that you have a fence permit in order to install your fence. To find this out, it's usually a quick phone call to your city building or engineering department or a visit to the city website. If one is required, it's usually a pretty simple process of downloading a form, filling it out, and sending it in with a small fee. They'll then review and approve the project, giving you the fence permit to display at your house. Again, it's not necessarily required everywhere, but it's better to find out now than being stopped by a city official halfway through your installation process. Item 2. Are there any restrictions on the type, style, or material of fence I can use? The next thing you'll want to find out from your city, homeowners association if you belong to one, or historical society if you live in a historic district is if there's any restrictions on the type of fence that can be used. For instance, many cities will cut you off at a 6-foot installed height for any type of fencing. Again, better to find out in advance so you don't end up with a fence you can't install or one that you get stopped halfway through the installation of. Item 3. What do the neighbors think? Okay, maybe you don't hang out barbecuing with them every weekend, but it's still a good idea to run the idea of a fence past your neighbor. It's a courtesy and will make sure you don't end up with an irate neighbor yelling at you or making problems come fence installation time. And if the fence runs down a property line you guys share, it may be mutually beneficial and you might even be able to get them to kick in a little bit for that portion of the fence. Item number 4, are there any underground utilities buried in my yard? This is one folks rarely think about, but it can cause the biggest headaches. The last thing you want to do is put your shovel in the ground and find that water, electric, or cable line that was down there you didn't know about. Luckily, there's a free nationwide service called 811 that will come out and mark the utilities for you. From anywhere in the country, you simply dial 811 or visit their website at call811.com and schedule an appointment for them to come out. Someone usually comes out within a couple days of the request and they'll mark your utilities, if there are any, with flags or marking spray paint so that you can adjust your fence layout and not have to worry about digging any fence post holes where utilities might be buried at. Item number 5, where are my property lines at? Whether you're installing the fence yourself or hiring someone to do so, you're going to need to know where your property boundaries are. Typically when you move into a house, you'll be given what's called a property plat. This is simply a line drawing of your house and showing the property lines in relation to your lot. You'll need to know this to make sure you don't accidentally install the fencing over into your neighbor's property or on any city property, meaning you'll have to move the fence once it's been installed. Item number 6, how much fence do I roughly need? The last thing you're going to need to figure out is how much fencing you're actually going to have to request, whether you're having it installed or purchasing it yourself. Fence is typically quoted in linear feet, so if you walk off or measure the property where you want the fence to go and add this up, this is going to be your rough total footage. An even better way is to actually do a layout sketch and note the measurements for each run as well. That's going to give a more detailed view, but either which way, you need at this point to kind of figure out how much you're going to need. By doing this, you'll be able to supply your installer or the place you're purchasing the fence from with an idea of how much total feet and what gates you're going to need in order to complete the project. I hope this video has explained why these 6 items are important and why doing a little legwork ahead of time will ensure for no surprises come fence installation time. If you have any other questions about what you need to do before ordering a fence or having one installed, feel free to give us a call at 800-261-2729 or shoot us an email over at sales@ironfenceshop.com. We look forward to hearing from you.